What is good, y'all, man? So this is like a video. This is not like a video I usually do, man. And I actually thought about doing this video a little while ago. I didn't know if I was like ready to hear all that input, just because I don't know if this was something that people would gravitate towards, or even think it was like something that was cool or anything. But honestly though, I'm gonna be as raw as I possibly can. So if you hear some beeps, I'm just cussing just because I'm going all in. I don't want to sugarcoat nothing. I'm gonna keep it 100%, 150% real. How I went from playing JV and junior year basketball to playing at a collegiate level. This is all really just to like motivate, man. That's what I was thinking about. I was thinking about how people would react to this, because obviously I'm putting this out to the world. But I just got to the point I was like, well, I'm not doing this for me. Like, I'm doing this to motivate you, the person watching, the person that's seen as a person that maybe had a bad day, the person that is hearing a lot from other people saying they can't do something that they want to do. That's what I'm doing it for, man. So I said, forget all the bullshit. Really isn't all that great to me, just because, I mean, I went through it, but maybe the person watching this thinks it's dope, thinks it's something that should be shared, and it is. Then go ahead, man, share it. Hit that like button if you're new, subscribe, like I said. But we're just gonna go on into it and just run all the way through. I stopped playing basketball in 6th grade, so didn't play really organized basketball until I was about 8th or 9th grade, somewhere around there. The reason I got into basketball was because I was a neighborhood I lived in. I'd always go to school, come back, do my homework, and then head out to basketball court and hoop with all my boys. Like, I've been hooping with, I was hooping with the same friends since from 5th grade to well after college. So that's something that is just, it was just normal to me. It's something I did. And obviously through playing it all the time, I developed a passion for it. I work hard, I put my hours into it. And you know, even though things didn't go my way, I've managed to find a way to make something out of nothing. You feel what I'm saying? So this all started, you know, I got cut my 9th grade year and my 10th grade year. And for me, honestly, sports or basketball in general was something for me to do to keep out of trouble, to stay away from things that I shouldn't be doing. So my sophomore year, I did get cut, and I actually ended up just working out. I got a trainer who, shout out to Brandon Todd, he worked out with me, helped me develop. I was like 6'1", 140, I think in my sophomore year or something like that. Really skinny dude, I'm still skinny, but like dumb skinny. And he helped me out work out. He was like a high school All-American in Ohio, and he played college and things like that. And he really helped me develop and helped me, you know, become the player that I ended up being. And from there, all that summer I played AAU. I had a good AAU circuit. And then, so my junior year, I tried out for the varsity team. And long story short, I got cut. I feel like, you know, everybody who has a tryout or anything like that feels like they did well, they did what they were supposed to do. But, you know, I got cut, and honestly, man, that it hurt me down to the core, just because I know how much hours I put in. Like, during the summer, I would get up 7 in the morning, go down to the court, which is like 5 minutes from my house, and shoot until like 9, and then go back to sleep, wake up, go to the rec center. So I put in my hours. Like, I felt like I did everything that I had to do to get to that position. But, you know, everything's not always gonna go your way, and I got cut. And, you know, one thing I never forget, and this is something that like always fuels the fire in me kind of, is, you know, my high school coach said I wasn't gonna play college basketball. You know, he told me, after he cut me, he was like, you know, you're good at a lot of things, but you're not great at one specific thing. You know, it's kind of confused about me, because I'm thinking, if you're good at a lot of things, wouldn't that be a good thing, you know? But obviously, my high school though, it was really talented and had a lot of talent basketball. A lot of guys go Division I, Division II, and Division III. So, you know, once he said that to me, you know, you're good at a lot of things, you're not great at one specific thing, I already had my mindset on playing college basketball. That's what I was gonna do. I already spoke to my counselor in high school. I was like, I want to play basketball at University of Tampa. If I don't get a scholarship or go somewhere else, that's the school I want to go to. That's where I'm going. That's where I'm headed. And it did hurt to get cut, knowing you got, you know, knowing you put in all that work. Then it came up for me to play JV, which at the time I'm a junior. I'm thinking to myself, how the am I going to play JV and I'm a junior? That's something that I didn't even know it was possible. It wasn't even an option for me. But then I thought about, you know, what my current situation and the type of person I am, like how sports always kept me in line with school. So I was like, all right, well, if I don't play any league, and there's no AAU leagues in the fall, if I don't play any leagues, then that just means I'm gonna go home after school, do my homework or not do my homework, and then go outside ball, get in whatever activities outside. And that was something that at the time I knew it wasn't for me. So what I did was, man, and this is something like y'all can feel the emotion right now, like it's hard for me to say, but I swallowed my pride, man. I swallowed my ego, and sometimes in life that's just things you got to do if you want to excel. And you know, long story short, I did play JV that whole entire season, and it's funny, man, because it's like, you know, what you learn about sports is a lot of times it's all about politics. But I had to swallow my pride, swallow my ego, just so I could stay focused in school and stay in basketball and get better. Because that was one thing I knew, is that even though I'm not going to be playing at this level that I want to play on, I can still come into practice every day. I can still work on my skills and polish myself as a basketball player. Because at the time, I wasn't even thinking about that situation right now. I was thinking about, you know, the long road. I was thinking about the future. The following summer, I played AAU, one of my close friends again. I had a great AAU circuit. We went out to Massachusetts, New York, Philly, played against really good competition, and I stood out. Another summer of working out, playing basketball, lifting weights, come back senior year, and I like barely made the team. And back to what I was saying about, you know, the coach saying one of my boys could have played in the NBA when we were in high school. He said that, and you know, that person was also in varsity with me, and he didn't even like if I was the 13th man, he was the 12th man, and that right there let me know that it was all politics, and that, you know, the sights that I still had set on college basketball, it wasn't gone, because, you know, from AAU, some schools were looking at me, JUCO, some Division III schools, and I was fine with that. But I knew I was either going to go to Tampa, I was going to play Division II, or if some crazy happened and I played Division I, or I wasn't going to do anything lower than that, because that's just the pride that I had in myself. That's how I felt about myself, and that's still how I feel about myself. No matter what I do, I'm always going to be confident in what I do, and you should be as well. Nobody should tell you which route you should go in your own life. Like, that's your life, your lane. You should take your course however you want to take it. You know what I'm saying? So what I got out of that, though, was, you know, the camaraderie. Some of my closest friends to this day were on that team with me, and obviously we grew up playing basketball together. So even though, you know, I was technically the 13th man, I didn't take it as such, you know, because I knew I was working towards something bigger than that. And I'm also that type of dude, like, if your team is winning, no matter what sport it is in, if you're not, you know, doing what you want or what you thought you were going to be able to do, and your team is winning, you know, I'm one of those type of people, at least. I keep my mouth shut. Like, I'm not going to say anything or try to disrupt team's flow. Like, I'm not, or be, you know, have all this drama and shit. Like, I'm not that type of dude. So, of course, I just, you know, kept my mouth shut. I grinded. I worked hard, busted my ass in practice, busted my ass like I was starting and playing 35, 38 minutes, and that's how I approached everything. So from there, you know, I obviously learned a lot about the game itself, and after that, my senior year, had a good AAU circuit again, and I even went to my local junior college at Montgomery College, and we had some scrimmages and things like that. And at that time, you know, they had a new coach. So he already recruited his players. They already had, you know, a group of, or he already had basically his team. And I was like that new guy. And at that time, I was like I was like 6'2", maybe 150. You know what I'm saying? I was lifting, but I'm a skinny dude naturally, so it didn't look like I was lifting, basically. And, you know, I played really well in the scrimmages, and the coach liked me a lot. You know, the players were all cool, and, you know, they were fond of me. And I ended up getting on the team. And what really, like, opened my eyes about, you know, college sports in JUCO was, you know, it's not all about the glitz and glamour. You know, we didn't have that locker room with the name on it. You didn't have that nice facility or the training staff and things like that. So everything you came in and you did, every piece of work you put in, it was for yourself and yourself only, you know. And for me, you know, being that passionate about the sport, putting that much time and effort into the sport, I knew that even though this is what I'm seeing now, that I could work towards something better. So that season, it didn't go as planned. We had a lot of talent, but the talent I guess, gel well enough with the coach. Whatever. I don't like blaming coaches for things, but you know, it was one of those scenarios where the players felt like things could have been a lot different with the pieces that we had if it was put together a little better. And you know, that's not something I'm dwelling on. I really don't give a like, it's over with. That past is in the past. But obviously, I'm telling y'all because I feel like it can motivate somebody else. You know, towards the end of my first year in JUCO, you know, I started realizing things weren't necessarily going to go the way I wanted it to. Whether, even if I was putting in the work, even if I was good enough, it's not always going to work out my way. But I always look to make the best out of every situation. So in that first year, you know, it started kind of going a little downhill. You know, players left, things like that. And then towards the last 10 games of the season, we had about 8 players on the team. And this is funny because this is I laugh at. Like, throughout that last 10, I didn't start a game. So the coach didn't start me in any games. And I'm not the type of dude to go to a coach or go to somebody and be like, you know, what am I doing right? What do I need to improve on? Like, I'll ask that person, but I'm not one to beg or be like, I deserve this and that or demand things. Like, I work and I let everything else take care for it. And I let the rest take care of itself. That's how I always live my life. That's how I always do things, and it's worked out for me. So I didn't start any games in that whole season. And in the last 8 games or last 10 games, I ended up averaging like 15 points a game. So that right there gave me my confidence. It made me realize that I'm actually meant to do this. Like, I could play at this level and beyond if I continue working, and obviously if I get the opportunity to do so. So that was my thought process, my confidence going into all that. And I'm usually like a really laid back, you know, quiet person, things like that. But I just remember one time during the season, I was coming off an ankle injury, and you know, I was doing better. I was able to play and things like that. I was cleared, and it was a game against our rival team in the same city. So the coach before the game was telling me how he was excited to have me back, excited to have me play and things like that. And so I was pumped up before the game. You know, I have friends come in, watch the game, family come in, watch the game, things like that. And I ended up playing like 10 seconds in the first half. And I'm a real laid back person. And in the second half, I didn't play at all. I just had to say I'm a real laid back person again, just so y'all know. Because what's about to come up is not like my character at all. So after the game, we're talking about it, we lost. I forgot about how many points. And like I said, I'm passionate about something. So if I feel a certain way, like, I'm gonna let that be known, especially if I feel like it needs to be known. And so I kind of like acted out of character, man. I spazzed on the coach a little bit, spazzed on the coaching staff, like, you know, why am I not playing? Like, why wasn't I not on the court to help my team? Because at the end of the day, that's what it's all about. It's a team sport. If I'm not on the team helping my teammates, then what am I doing? You know? But you know, I walked out, stormed out, which is totally out of my character, man. Not me at all. But obviously went back to practice, finished the season. After that incident, though, after that happened, I knew I had to do something. I knew I had to make a change, because it just wasn't going to continue going my way. The route that I was currently on, it was a route that I wanted to be on, but it wasn't leading me to the destination. It wasn't allowing me to reach the destination that I wanted to reach. So what I did was I applied for Tampa, applied to transfer there after my first year, and I got accepted in January. So I was finished my first year. I took classes back at Montgomery College, and then I transferred to University of Tampa, all with the mindset of I'm going here and I'm gonna play basketball. As far as like what my real purpose of playing basketball was, to get a scholarship and pay for school. But at this point, you know, I got a lot of scholarships outside of sports, a lot of academic scholarships and different scholarships that I applied and won. So for me, once I got there, it was like, all right, I need to put everything I got into this, and I need to go full steam, because this is what I want to do. I want to play here. Like, this is where I want to be. So once I got there, I played intramurals, and I was in the gym, won intramural championships. You know what I'm saying? Shout out the whole squad that won intramural championships with me. That was fun as hell. After that, you know, once I got there, it was time for me to really focus and lock in basketball wise. You know, I was in the gym literally every single day, either before class, in between, after class, late at night. I was in the gym every day, getting shots up, working on my game. And that's just the kind of like attitude that I go towards anything that I put my mind to at all times, you know.